Hello and welcome to Edukemy's YouTube channel. My name is Harsh Singh, and in this video we shall discuss one of the debatable questions that was asked in UPSC pre-exam 2021. So let's read the question. The question states, with reference to Indus river system, of the following 4 rivers, 3 of them pour into one of them. So of the following 4 rivers given here, 3 of them pour into one of them, which joins the Indus direct. It joins the Indus direct. Among the following, which one is such river that joins the Indus direct? So 4 rivers have been given. All of them are tributaries to Indus: Chenab, Jhelum, Ravi and Sutlej. And we have to select that particular river which among the 4, 3 of them pour into it and which joins Indus directly, right? So prima facie it may seem to be a question of mapping. However, when you get into the depth of it, we will realize that there are different answers which are coming up, right? So let us understand from all the perspectives what is the answer giving, right? So first one is Google Maps. When I referred Google Maps, I saw that Sutlej and Chenab, both, they come into Pakistan, they flow into Pakistan and they conjoin, they meet at a place, and Google Maps later says that it is Chenab. Google Maps says it is Chenab which goes and meets Indus later. So Indus has been flowing separately, and then Chenab and Sutlej meet together. The river which gets formed, it is also called as Chenab according to Google Maps, and then it meets Indus. So this is one of the interpretations. Let me show this to you directly on Google Maps itself. So what you see right now is the Google Maps, right, live. So this Sutlej river, you see this Sutlej river, this is the Sutlej river flowing and it meets Chenab, and after that what it forms is Chenab. This is Chenab that is flowing, right? What is written is Chenab, and later it meets Indus, Sindhu, right? So Chenab meets Indus. This is one of the answers that could possibly be derived, right? However, this is not the end of this conversation. Let us look into the standard book Khullar, right? So the standard book that is also used to create questions by examiners, that book, we are talking of the 5th edition of Khullar, and on page number 5th and 7th of chapter 4, it mentions clearly here on this side and on this side. I'll read out the segments. It says that Indus receives water from Panchnad. It says clearly here that Indus receives from Panchnad the accumulated waters of 5 eastern tributaries: the Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej. The rivers finally empties into Arabian Sea. We are talking of Indus, south of Karachi, after forming a big delta. So according to what is written in the text here, when Chenab meets Sutlej, this river is now called as Panchnad. It is no more called as Chenab or Sutlej. In Pakistan, it is called as Panchnad. So neither of the names are correct according to one of the parts that is mentioned in Khullar book itself, right? And the other segment, the other page, the 7th page of Khullar itself states, it talks about Sutlej. It says that from near Firozpur to Fazilka, Sutlej forms the boundary between India and Pakistan. That is true, right? For nearly 120 kilometers. During its onward journey, it receives collective drainage of Ravi, Chenab and Jhelum rivers, and about 70 kilometers further downstream, it joins Indus, right? A few kilometers above Mithankot, right? So what it wants to say is that it receives Sutlej. It receives the collective waters of Ravi, Chenab and Jhelum. If you look at the map carefully here, so you can very well see the whole Indus river system and its tributaries, right? So left bank tributaries are clearly visible. This is Indus, right? And then we have Jhelum flowing across from Srinagar, and then we have Chenab. So Jhelum, Ravi, they meet Chenab, and then according to the second part of the Khullar book, it says that Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, all of them combined, they meet Sutlej, okay? That part of the book says that they meet Sutlej. That means Sutlej is the main river. So this component of the book says it is Sutlej. The other page number 5 says it is Panchnad, right? So this is where is the confusion. And when you see Google Maps, it talks of Chenab. So all the 3 names and different versions. So this is what is the main core confusion here. you can very well see, right? We've all explained Indus river system and the Indus water treaty, but getting into these small intricacies, this is something that one must now look at, because sometimes UPSC tries to play around with people. So this is Indus, and left bank tributary Jhelum. It meets a longer and a deeper and larger river, Chenab. And then we have Ravi, which again meets Chenab. Beas meets Sutlej in India itself, and Sutlej forms border between Firozpur and Fazilka, and after that it moves to Pakistan. They meet Chenab and Sutlej, they meet, and after that they are called as Panchanad in Pakistan. Somebody says it is called as Chenab. Another argument for calling it Chenab is because Chenab is the larger river. It carries larger amount of water, right? It has got deep gorges, so it carries huge amount of water. However, some people also say it is Sutlej. Why? Because Sutlej is the longer river. So Sutlej total length is around 1500 kilometers. 1500 kilometers. And Chenab's total length is around 1000 kilometers, right? So there are different kinds of nomenclature. One says that longer the river, the name of the main river should be according to the longer river, and somebody says it should be the larger river. So this is the kind of conflict we are already into here, right? So this is about the book Khullar, right? So they talk of Sutlej and Panchanad both, and then we have the question itself. Now let us look at what the question states. Question states, with reference to the Indus river system, of the following 4 rivers, 3 of them pour into one of them, which joins the Indus direct, right? So the 2 rivers which join the Indus direct could be either Chenab or Sutlej. We have clarity over this, but one hint is there. Of the following 4 rivers, 3 of them pour into one of them. So we are talking of which 4? Jhelum, Chenab and Ravi and Sutlej, right? So which 3 pour into the other 3? If we consider Chenab is the main river, main answer, Jhelum pours into Chenab, that's true. Ravi pours into Chenab, that's true. Sutlej also pours into Chenab, that is true. So this way, probably by reverse engineering, Chenab could be the answer. On the other hand, if we assume that Sutlej is the answer, do all the other 3 options, rivers, do they pour into Sutlej or not? Let's see. So Beas flows into Sutlej directly, that's true. But Beas is not the option. Options are Chenab, Chenab and Ravi. They do not directly pour into Sutlej. They meet Chenab and then Chenab flows into Sutlej. So this is the catch, right? So from this, what comes directly to my mind is probably Chenab as a better answer, but Sutlej by the length of it comes as a better answer. Google Maps states something else, right? It talks of Chenab. Then we have standard book Khullar saying there's something called as Panchanad, right? So in Pakistan, the rivers, when all of the 5 tributaries, left bank tributaries meet, they are called as Panchanad, right? So in this reference, this question becomes something that has a doubtful answer, and we will wait for the UPSC key. I would also like to know, what have you marked, or what would you mark on a question like this, and also do state the reason for the same, right? So that we also get more clarity about what could be the answer possibly be, right? And this is where I would also like to show you an additional understanding about Brahmaputra here, right? So similar game could be played by UPSC with respect to Brahmaputra and Ganga system also. So I would like to show you the names here. Now Ganges, Ganga flows, and in India it is known as Ganga. However, as it comes into Bangladesh, it is after that known as Padma. See, Padma river, if you can see this clearly, this is Ganga, and as it has crossed border, it is known as Padma. Similarly, Brahmaputra, which was flowing from Sadia to Dhubri in India, as it enters Bangladesh, it is after that called as what river? It is called as Jamuna. Ganga and Jamuna. In Bangladesh, Brahmaputra is known as Jamuna and Ganga is known as Padma. After they meet, the river later is called as Padma itself, right? So extension of Ganga, Padma itself, not Jamuna, it is called as Padma. But later they also meet a smaller river, Meghna, and after they meet, guess the name? After that it is known as Meghna, and it flows into Bay of Bengal, right? So longer river, larger river, these concepts won't exist here, especially here in Bangladesh, because Meghna is a very small river as compared to Padma and as compared to Jamuna. So this is the quick understanding about it. so that in case UPSC asks a question like this with regard to Ganga and Brahmaputra, you also have an answer. I quickly want to revise this for you. Ganga in India and Padma in Bangladesh. Similarly, Brahmaputra in India, and after that we have the name Jamuna in Bangladesh. When they meet, they are again called as Padma, and when Meghna river, smaller Meghna river comes into the joining Padma, after that it is called as Meghna and it drains into Bay of Bengal. So this is about Ganga and Brahmaputra river system, and this is a quick understanding about the question that we discussed. The answer could be Chenab or Sutlej. In case you have marked Jhelum or Ravi, they will not stand correct, but there could be a debate between Chenab and Sutlej. If you like this effort, do show some love on us through likes, comments and shares. If you subscribe to the channel, you will receive timely updates for these kind of interesting videos. Thanks for watching.